Guys, welcome back to HD Arachnids. I'm Dave. I've got my wife Ellen here behind the camera.
Hi guys.
And we're going to do another rehouse real quick of our Tliltocatl sabulosus. Dolly, the Guatemalan Red Rump, I believe the common name is. These guys are from Mexico, southern Mexico and Central America. They kind of have a dry scrubland type habitat. And this one, I think I got a little crazy overflowing the water dish, and we got a little bit of mold in this one. We got a little bit of mold in a couple of our enclosures just recently. It's the first time we've ever had to deal with it, so we're going to go ahead and change this one out. Like I said in the other videos, mold isn't anything to really panic about, and it's not generally harmful to your tarantulas, but I just don't like the way it looks, and I want to get her out of there and get her to some nice, fresh, new stuff. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Normally I would use a bin, but I think with this one, famous last words, I think with this one we should be okay without a bin. She's right down here in that hole. Now these guys are a terrestrial tarantula or an opportunistic burrower, and as you can see, she's actually, taking the time to build herself a little burrow there. So we're going to grab our paintbrush and our catch cup and see if we can't just tickle her out of there. Come on. Come on. It's okay. Here she comes. Okay. Come on. It's okay. Whoa, whoa, she just bit the paintbrush. Here, we'll turn it around. No, she is a lot bigger than she was when we got her, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think she's molted 3 times for us now.
Yes.
Come on out of there, it's okay.
Her third. She did about 3 weeks ago.
Does not want to come out. I wouldn't blame her either, really. It's okay. Come on. Kicking some hairs now. Okay. She really wants to be down in that burrow. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to see if we do. Oh, well, of course. Right back into the burrow. Come on. Luckily, it's not a real deep burrow. She's just kicking hairs at me now. She's not happy with me. Alright. Come on out of there. Come on, girl. Now, this is a confirmed female. And we got her maybe 8 months ago, something like that. And she's just a beautiful spider. She spends a lot of time out on display. They're not real big pet holes. Okay.
Except for lately.
Yeah, except for lately. Come on! Alright. One more time. Come on out of there. She is extremely irritated with me right now, of course. Come on out of there, girl. Come on. You can do it.
She's like, I can.
I just don't want to. Alright, let's see if we can...
She's like, nope, going back.
Nope, you'll go back in the hole. Alright. Oh my gosh.
Oh, come on, Dolly.
Don't be so difficult, girl. This will be over in just a couple minutes.
Can't blame her, though.
No, I don't blame her at all.
She's comfortable.
She's mad. I'd be mad, too, if somebody ripped the roof off my house and started shoving me around with a paintbrush. Come on, girl. Come on. You're okay. No.
This might take a few more tries.
She's starting to get irritated. I think she's getting ready to run.
Let's hope not.
Okay, go this way. Go this way. Come on, girl. There we go. Oh my, come on! She really wants to be down in that burrow.
Would I hope if you dug this with the dirt out first? Or
I don't think it's really going to make too much of a difference. She just... Come on. Like, I'm trying to be super gentle here, but she's just... Come on. Let's go. Back that booty up. Okay. Alright. Kicking hairs.
Great.
We're kicking hairs. Alright, go that way now. A little further that way. Try with the paintbrush now so we don't... We're just kicking hairs.
Yeah, she is.
Now, luckily, the hairs don't really seem to bother me too much, so I've never had a big reaction to them or anything. Okay, we should be able to get her right in there. Alright, now we got her in the catch cup finally. Now we'll see if we can actually complete the mission and get her totally in the catch cup here. Come on. Climb up there. There you go, girl. Okay, good job. Good job, girl. Alright, there she is. You can see she's a pretty decent spot-sized spider. She's about 3.5 inches DLS right now.
It's hard to see through that, but...
Yeah, it's not too easy. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and pause here. I'm going to get this thing cleaned up, and then we'll show you guys the rehouse, putting her back in there. Alright, so we got our enclosure all cleaned up and washed out and everything, so we're going to go ahead and build the new enclosure for her. And this is real simple. We just got our handy-dandy substrate over here, and if you guys are following our channel at all, you know we just made a video on how we do the substrate. I suggest you guys go ahead and check that out, and it just kind of goes through the recipe of how we make this and why we use this and all of that stuff. So this is a terrestrial tarantula that's also an opportunistic burrower, so you want to give her a decent amount of substrate, but you also want to make sure that there's enough width and length that they got some room to move around, because generally she'll spend most of her time just kind of sitting out waiting for me to throw a cricket in there, basically. And she does like to burrow. I know some of them don't and won't ever burrow, but this one does, as you saw earlier in the video. Made herself a pretty nice little burrow, so we want to give her the opportunity to be able to do that if she wants to.
Usually she's out, though, until she goes into pre-molt.
Yeah, once she hits pre-molt,
She's gone.
yeah, she goes down in her burrow and blocks it all off, just like most of the fuss orioles will do, and we won't see her for about a month or so, and then all of a sudden she'll pop out and she'll be looking all fresh. Alright. Just a couple more scoops here. And you want the substrate to be a little bit moist, but this is one of the ones that you can let dry out all the way, and then you just keep a corner moist. Like, I'll let this dry out, you know, most of the way for a month or so, and then go ahead and overflow the water dish real good in one corner and give her a little bit of a moist spot that she can hang out in if she chooses to. So we got that all taken care of, looking pretty good. Maybe I should put a little more in there, huh?
Probably a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit more in there.
She'll move it all around.
Yeah, they were definitely little mini bulldozers, that's for sure. That's one of the cool things about them, though, especially like when you rehouse them, you can watch them kind of go ahead and decorate their enclosure again and get some activity out of them. Because even though we've got 74 tarantulas, or 72 now,
72.
we just got rid of a couple, but even though we've got 72 tarantulas, it's kind of a crapshoot as to whether or not one of them is actually going to be doing something interesting at any given time. Alright, so we got that all set up. We're going to go ahead and stick the cork back in there, kind of just like it was in the old one, I think. Put that right there like so. That looks good, huh?
Stick some out.
Yep, and then we'll dig her out a little starter burrow here so she's got somewhere to retreat so she feels a little bit safer. I'm going to put some of this back over the top of it here to kind of secure that in there a little bit. Make sure it's not going to move around too much. And then we're going to go ahead and sprinkle some of this moss around in here. It's just regular Spanish moss, and we cut it up. You always want to make sure that you get the stuff that's all natural, that's got no dyes or it's not treated with chemicals or anything like that. And most of the time the packaging will say all natural on it. And you can get that kind of stuff at the pet shop. Sometimes they'll have the all natural stuff at Hobby Lobby. And garden shops also will have a lot of this stuff for like potted plants and stuff like that. And something like that I think looks real good. We gotta find our water dish here. Where do we stick that? Oh, alright. Get our little water dish in the corner over here. Fill that up. And the substrate's already fairly moist because we just made this batch like last week sometime, so it's still holding a decent amount of moisture. We're not gonna overflow the water dish or anything. We're gonna let that start to dry out a little bit before we do that again. But this is how we make our enclosures for our terrestrials. You know, you got about 2/3 of the way full, kind of like you would with a fuss oriole, maybe a little bit less. And then plenty of room to run. A nice hide right there. Some moss in there to make it look good. The moss don't matter to the spider, but makes the enclosure look a little nicer when you have them on display. And that's about all there is to those enclosures.
Alright.
So we're gonna go ahead and
Get her back in.
get her back in there. Hopefully she don't freak out too much. Come off the lid. She's not having it. Oh, there we go. That should be a beautiful shot right there.
Yes.
And she is one gorgeous spider. I mean, they're just beautiful. I love the red hair on the rumps. And you can see why they call it a Guatemalan Red Rump. They got those beautiful red hairs, and then that red frame around the carapace there, that dark black carapace with the red frame. Looks really, really cool. And these guys, this one's a female, and the lifespan on the females for these is anywhere from like 20 to 25 years, that maximum lifespan, of course. And then the males, they'll go a little bit shorter. They're, obviously most of the males are going to live a little less. These guys, I think the males will go 4 or 5 years. Should get to be about 6, maybe right around 6 inches full grown.
Turn her around a little bit.
About 3, maybe 3.5 inches diagonal leg span at the moment, but she'll get, about twice the size she is now. And like I said earlier, these guys come from southern Mexico, Central America. They kind of inhabit like more of a dry scrubland, savanna type area, so they don't need a whole lot of moisture. These guys definitely have eradicating hairs, as you saw earlier. She was kicking hairs at me pretty hard there for a minute. They don't possess any medically significant venom or anything like that, and they're generally considered to be one of the more docile tarantula species. Not that I would recommend handling, I don't think I would ever probably try to handle this spider personally. There's only a couple of tarantulas in my collection that I actually am comfortable handling, but these guys are really good for beginners. They're a very hardy tarantula. They're pretty forgiving if you make husbandry mistakes. They'll usually end up living through it, which is, for a beginner keeper, something that you want to think about. They don't require a whole lot of maintenance or upkeep, just a little bit of spot cleaning, and you just want to make sure they have an appropriately sized enclosure, and you're good to go. Alright, well, I think that's about it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys supporting our channel, and we'll see you next week.